Hello everyone, so today's video is going to be a how to braid your horse's tail for the show ring. So starting with the NTR smooth braids and sculpting stick, I place that all over the top of Troy's tail. I definitely make sure to pull the hair to the side and get it all in there. Definitely need to have a clean tail though, obviously Troy's wasn't because I didn't have a show this day, it was just a tutorial for you guys. I like to brush it in. A lot of people use their fingers, but I like to really get the product in there. And then I start with the braid. So I grab 2 pieces from either side of his tail and 1 from the center and just start a plait like normal. Once I get a grip on the hairs, then I add a piece in from the right side into the braid. So it's basically just a normal braid, but every time you cross a piece over, you add a piece of hair in just like this. You want to make sure you're picking up as small as possible pieces of hair, then that braid will stay nice and small all the way down the center of the tail. The bigger pieces you add in, the bigger the braid will end up. If this does end up happening, you can take out pieces to keep the braid the same size all the way down. So I just keep continuing to do that. And as you can see here, every time I cross over, I grab with my pointer finger and my thumb and I grab hold of the braid. This just helps if a horse moves away, I can really grip on that braid so I can't let go and I can just follow the horse where they move to. You can see here, I cross a piece over and then I pick it up. I've just slowed it down so you guys can see what I'm doing in a bit more detail. So I've just slowed it down here so you guys can see how I'm grabbing with my 2 fingers at the bottom of the braid. So you can just see that I'm gripping, and when Troy moves I can just grab that braid and move with him so I don't let it go. So here's an example of when the braid gets a little bit thick of taking out pieces. So I just cross over like normal, I take half of the braid that I just crossed over and add it back to the tail, and then I pick up a piece from the side like normal and continue braiding. So that just helps prevent when the tail starts getting thick, you just take out a piece to keep it that same size all the way along. Here I didn't need to take out any more just because it was a similar size to the other side. So that's just an example of how you can take out pieces if your braid gets a bit too thick. And here is just another example again. I take out half of that braid, add it back to the tail, pick up a piece and then continue braiding like normal. This can be a bit tricky if you're still new to plaiting, but it does get easier the more you do it, and as everyone says, practice makes perfect. So once you get to the desired length of your braid, you want to stop picking up pieces and just continue plaiting like normal. This is the part that creates the loop at the bottom that you sew in. So I like to do a decent size loop, but everyone has their own preferences. This is just mine, so just have a play around and see what looks best on your horse. So I just continue down, I keep lifting it up just to see what size the loop will be. And then I use a lackey band to tie it up. For me, I do prefer to have a bit of a larger loop at the bottom, but everyone is different. So here I am just tying up the loop. And then here you can just see me lifting up the loop, and I actually fold over the bottom of the braid that we've just created, and I put another lucky band so it sits like this. You want to make sure that the hair is sticking outwards so that when we sew it in, it's facing towards the tail that will sit down with the rest of the tail. Then you can see here with that loop I've created, I just use my thread and my needle and place it through the loop. And then I lift up that loop that we've created and place it at the bottom of the braid where we've finished picking up hair. And I'll just sew it in. So I go through the tail, both sides of it, and just go back and forth a bunch of times until it's secure. This can be a bit difficult to start with because you are going up behind those pieces of hair, but you will get the hang of it. And then once I've finished, I just cut that out. And then I just have a play with the tail and brush it out and just place it down with the rest of the tail that's sitting down. And that is how you create your loop at the bottom of your braid. Here is the finished result. I hope this video helps you guys and I hope you enjoyed it. My next video will be a how to put in a false tail, so stay tuned for that.